Okay. I just had to start off with that song because it came up on my playlist today, and I haven't heard this song in, I don't know, a couple of years. And it came up on my playlist, and I was like, yes, yummy, thank you. So we're talking about joy during the month of December. I'm Maria Milagros. This is Wisdom Wednesday. I'm sharing a little nugget stories, whatever. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because the holiday is upon us. And I want you to be able to take your joy into the spaces of your life as you do what you do for your holiday. This morning, I found a quote. It came up on my feed and it says, choose joy. Don't wait for things to get easier, simpler, or better. Life will always be complicated. Learn to be happy now. Otherwise, you'll run out of time. The thing that I like so much about this particular quote is the reminder that one, joy is, we have to be intentional. Because although it is our natural state to want to return to a space of love and joy, we have been programmed through generations that is something that we earn. Right? We do X, Y, and Z. We check things off of a list. And then here's your little bit of joy for the day. It's like you get a ration of joy. And if people see other people who are joyful, who really operate and cultivate a joyful life, they question it. They wonder if that's real, right? And I say that because I get that all the time. Like, that's real? Yeah. And then people who get to know me, they're like, oh, you're really like this. Like most of the time. Yeah, I really am. Because I have practiced cultivating a life of gratitude, happiness, joy, and love. It's important to me. They're my core values. And so I make decisions from that place, right? Let me back up. So if we look at this quote, the first thing it says is choose joy. It's a reminder that we have to be intentional about getting back to that natural state, getting back and actually reprogramming or unlearning or relearning, whatever the word, how not to be miserable and negative and how to cultivate joy in our lives. Okay. Then the second part that I love is that it says, don't wait for things to get easier, simpler, better. And studies have shown that people who cultivate a life of gratitude, of happiness, and of joy actually think of solutions faster, they're more creative, and they're more resourceful. Because they're not allowing themselves to be bogged down by the problem, they're looking at it as an opportunity, right? Usually when you practice gratitude enough, you will eventually be able to look at a situation that's kind of negative or that should be negative and then go, I can see the good in that and I can see what needs to happen, right? That's not always the case, even for me. There are sometimes that stuff will come and just smack me clean upside my head. And then I have to like, oh, and then like, okay, first things first, I got to get back to gratitude and joy. I got to get back to this space here so that as I proceed to deal with that, I'm dealing with it from a clearer space, right? And that's the thing everybody's looking for, clarity all the time. I just want to be clear. I want to have control. I want to be clear, right? I hear that a lot. So one of the ways to do that is to be intentional about choosing joy, right? The next line says, life will always be complicated. And I like this statement, but this word has a negative connotation. Complicated just means there are a lot of moving parts and a lot of things happening at once, and there are layers. It doesn't have to be negative, but we tend to use this word negatively, like, oh, it's so complicated. So maybe instead we say life is complex because that's real. A cookie recipe is complex. There are many layers, there are steps, there are a lot of things you got to do. But what comes at the end? Yummy deliciousness. So instead of looking at life as being this complicated thing, we say, yes, life is complex. And that's what makes it beautiful, right? Like peeling back these layers also allows us to peel back layers here, learn new things about ourselves, about each other, about the human condition, about humanity, learn to reconnect to love and joy in new ways. So it doesn't always have to be negative. And then it says, learn to be happy right now. And again, this is a practice of gratitude because when we are in a space where we're continuously practicing and reminding ourselves of what we have to be grateful for, we tap back into that happiness, which helps solidify our inner joy, right? So they're all like nicely connected and just kind of the swirling vortex of love. And then the last part is so yummy to me. It says, otherwise you'll run out of time. And a lot of people don't want to talk about this, but we have to get better at facing our own mortality. These bodies were not meant to last forever. They have an expiration date. That's part of the complexity that is life, right? And so while I'm here and while I'm in this body, and while I know that I came here to live a life that is full, I've been given life to live it to the full. While I know that that is my truth, I don't want it to be full of misery and complaining and negativity. I want it to be full of fun and play and love and joy and peace and freedom and happiness, right? Like, so we have to be intentional about the energy that we're bringing into the spaces of our lives, but we cannot do that until we choose it here first. We have to choose joy, period. We have to choose joy first and foremost. I choose joy. That's what the lyrics said at the beginning of the song. I choose joy. So I want to leave you with that as we go into the holiday season. And just as a reminder, no matter the stuff that's under your tree, no matter if it's the right people, and I know what I mean by that, and I hope you understand what I mean by that, or the things that you acquire, there's so much good in life and so many opportunities for us to choose joy. Putting on this sweater felt like joy. Putting on red lipstick feel like joy. This little twisted sideways ponytail with the rest of my hair back here in twisties, joy. I'm like, this feels easy. Yum, joy. I'm just doing it because it feels joyful and it makes me feel good, right? Playing this song over and over and over, joy. And that I didn't require things extra. I didn't have to go out and get this or that to impress somebody else. Nope. Right here first, joy. And the truth is, even without this sweater, which I do love, I would be able to find other things or within myself and around me that bring joy. And it does take practice. I would love to say, oh, you just decide and it happens overnight. No, but you do have to make a decision, and then you have to be intentional about that decision, lining up your thoughts, words, and actions with that decision so you can cultivate the kind of life that you want, that you deserve, and you deserve a life filled with joy. That's all I have for you. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. It's okay. It's not going to mess up my joy. And subscribe to my channel if you want more of these or you want to have an alert every time. I post a new one every Wednesday. And if you know someone who can benefit from it, share it. Please and thank you. Okay, that's it. I'm just trying to spread some joy because we're in the middle of the cray. Yeah, I'm going back to joy. Right here. Where we at?